This is
So this is the
I'm
religion
gonna
of
have to
Islam.
study this.
Having sex with
I'm
goats
going. I'm
in
going.
Mecca is
I'm. Go-
completely
I'm
fine.
going to. I'm going to. I'm going to have to study this. But this has nothing
Perfect.
whatsoever
Islam?
with per- with permitting bestiality. Okay. This. I mean, um,
Bro, I think you have it a little
allowing. I mean, not
confused.
sorry. Not
God says in Surah Al-Jathiyah, تلك آيات الله نتلوها عليك بالحق فبأي حديث بعد الله وآياته يؤمنون. These are the verses of God we recite to you in truth. So in what hadith after God and his messengers do they believe in?
in what stories, in what report. That's all. That's what it means. It doesn't
Okay,
mean
so
the sunnah.
you're believing in stories and reports. So we agree. These are stories and reports. It's not the word of God. I'm following God as my messenger, the prophet. He followed
What?
God.
What?
I'm
You're
following
telling
God.
me all. You're telling me all stories and reports are false with what
No, it's not
exception?
needed for Islam. Is my point. I can find Islam without those books and reports, as many people did
Really?
before the prophet. Yes. As many people found what Islam truly is without the Quran even. The Quran is the shortcut to the mentality of how you're supposed to serve your Lord. All these other nonsense, it's sectarianism. And what God says about sectarianism is they're mushriks. وَلَا تَكُونُوا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. Do not be of the mushriks. Those who differed in their religion, who became sectarians, الَّذِينَ فَرَّقُوا دِينَهُمْ وَكَانُوا شِيَعًا. And those who
Okay.
split their
Okay.
religions and become sects. The problem with hadith
Okay.
is because you guys have so many other books to judge by, and there's so many different judgments.
That
When
is
the
why.
Quran is
That is why
clear,
we have Islam.
that's why you're mushriks.
That
That's
is why
the
we have
problem.
Islam. That's why we have Islam. That's why kita al-rijal to
Oh,
know
I
which
see.
is false and which is true.
When did the
Okay.
isnad become a standard, by the way?
I don't recall.
It was during the Mutawakkil period, during the time of the Abbasid, which is about 250, 300 years after the Prophet, because they wanted to distinguish between Shia Hadith and Sunni Hadith. And therefore, they started now to actually start
Yeah.
using the Sanad. But at the beginning, it wasn't like that. And when
Yeah.
you go
Because the
to.
community was small, it was easy to trace. Yeah.
No,
So
well,
yeah,
actually,
no
now
big
we're
deal.
going to go down in the actual history, which I don't think you know. So there's the four madahib because each different city, okay, different cities, there was a hub where they had a small set of hadith, which was not the same
sure.
in different places, and they all had the
Yeah,
Quran.
different people had different reports.
So
Yeah,
that's why
sure.
the madahib was different. So it wasn't a single unity because they did not rely on just the Quran. And when
Why do
people
we
started,
need unity?
what?
Why do we need unity?
Because God
Why
clearly,
should there be?
because God
Why
says
should
that
there
is the
be?
guidance.
Wait,
The human
because
race is supposed to be one.
each place has a different. Each place has a different faith. Like in Malaysia, for example, we have a different faith. We have a different situation
Right.
compared to those in Britain. They have a different faith.
Yeah.
In UK, sorry, in the US, they have a different
Why?
faith. So why should the standard for Malaysia be applied to somewhere else in the UK or in the US? That is why we have faith.
So
That
which
is why we have
which is
jurisprudence.
your madhab?
I don't follow any particular madhab.
Okay, so whose sheikh do you which imam? So you don't. So you're saying okay. So which school of fiqh do you
But
follow?
mostly, I do mostly follow Shafi'i rulings, but I'm not a Shafi'i
Shafi'i. Okay, so
by definition. Yeah.
so what are your thoughts about Malik, who claims that if you are in ihram during Hajj,
Yeah.
where it's forbidden for
Sure.
you to have sex with your wife because that takes you out of ihram, but if you have sex with a goat, then that doesn't break your Hajj. Is that what's your thoughts on Imam Malik saying that?
I've never heard of such a ruling from Imam Malik.
Oh, it's not
I
only
have no
Imam Malik.
attire
I think
really.
Imam Shafi'i also agrees with that ruling, that having sex with a goat does not break your fast as well.
I've never heard of any of the imams saying that having sex is
Because
good. It's
because
okay.
that's the problem with these books that you guys keep trying to quote. You have not read all of them and you cherry pick. But I cannot do that in the Quran. As God says in the Quran, do they have books? Do they have
Yeah,
books
you need
that
to
they
give me the
read?
source. You need to give me the source which
Sure,
actually
sure. I
says
will
this.
100%.
There's none of my sources actually
I will
say
show
this.
you right
Yeah.
now. Right now.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. So I will show you right here, copy link, and I will put it in the chat, in a private chat, for you to click and read, and they have the sources for you there, where bestiality does not invalidate Hajj. So here's the link for you, and if you want, you can put it into the crowd. I just don't like people saying that this is legal, because Hajj is something.
I've never heard of this. Honestly, I've never heard of any of the four madhabs saying that the bestiality is permissible.
Because as I gave you the verse, the people of the book hide a lot of what they say and consume, and your scholars do the exact same things.
Yeah, I don't think this is talking about
Keep reading,
this
brother.
ruling that you gave here.
Keep reading, bro. I'm
Yeah, I'm
telling you,
reading it.
it literally says that
It
having
doesn't
sex.
say that bestiality is permissible. It's just saying that whether
doesn't break
anyone
ihram.
commits this, yeah. So it's just talking about that specific incident. But that doesn't make bestiality permissible.
Well,
Okay?
I'm not saying that it's permissible. I'm saying that it does not break ihram. When God says la jidala wala fusuqa wala rafs, so there is no debating, arguing in Hajj. There is no fusuq. You cannot go and do these kind of fahishats in Hajj, and there's no rafs. There's no sex. So now they're saying that no, sex with wives only, but sex with goats is okay. It's not going to break your ihram. I'm not saying that I'm not saying they're permissible. I'm saying that it does not invalidate your Hajj. Your Hajj is fine if you have sex
so it
with a
doesn't
goat.
break ihram. So what? Yeah. So what's your point?
Where did they get that ruling?
This is
so this is the religion of Islam. Having sex with goats in Mecca is completely fine.
I'm going to have to study this, but this has nothing whatsoever with
Islam,
with permitting bestiality. Okay, this
bro, I think you have a little confused.
Allowing for bestiality versus doing bestiality which does not break. Committing bestiality does not break ihram. Are two different matters. Okay?
But then I guess you don't understand what la jidala wala rafa wala fusuqa means.
Yeah. But basically, bestiality is haram, it's forbidden. Yeah, it's not.
So that's just gone over 30 minutes now. That's just gone over 30 minutes.
Okay.
We'll go to